There's new fallout this morning over the newly released admission from Bill Cosby that he obtained drugs intending to give them to women he wanted to have sex with. NBC News has learned those women whose lawsuits led a federal judge to unseal the 2005 deposition may seek to unseal all of Cosby's testimony. It was in that deposition that Cosby made the stunning admission. According to sources, the attorney for the plaintiff is making contact with at least 13 other women in the case to make sure they are okay with the request to release the full deposition. Meanwhile, Walt Disney World confirms a statue of the comedian was removed from the park last night. NBC's Stephanie Goss has more on the renewed public backlash.
One of the most successful TV shows of all time is now almost impossible to find on TV. The network Bounce announced it will pull all reruns of The Cosby Show after a judge released parts of a sworn deposition from Bill Cosby admitting he bought sedatives to use for sex with young women. Now, the prosecutor who chose not to press criminal charges in 2005 and is now running for re-election says Cosby has potentially opened himself up to perjury charges with statements made in the deposition, which could carry a sentence of up to 7 years.
Anything he said in there that is a lie and material to the case could be used in a perjury prosecution.
Comedian and TV producer Judge Apatow reacted to the new revelations in Esquire magazine. Maybe now more people in show business and all around our country will stand up and tell the people he attacked that we support you and believe you. But others like Whoopi Goldberg are withholding judgment.
We're innocent until proven guilty. He has not been proven.
But what, out of curiosity?
In the unsealed documents, the plaintiff's lawyer asks Cosby about 7 prescriptions for Quaaludes that he bought in the 1970s, a now outlawed sedative. When you got the Quaaludes, was it in your mind that you were going to use these Quaaludes for young women to have sex with? Yes, he replies. The case was later settled out of court. There are at least 36 accusations that stretch back all the way to the late 60s. Many are alleged victims who say Cosby drugged and sexually assaulted them.
Bill Cosby raped me.
He made me a victim.
Cosby's representatives have continually denied the allegations, and there have never been criminal charges against him. The judge released the documents, which normally would remain sealed, following a request from the Associated Press, arguing that Cosby gave up his right to privacy when he used his public persona to give public speeches about morality, like this one in 2004.
I'm talking about these people who cry when the son is standing there in an orange suit. Where were you when he was 12?
And that was Stephanie Goss reporting. A spokesperson for Cosby told NBC News there is no comment as of right now about the deposition. And again, he has never been criminally charged, and his representatives have repeatedly denied the allegations against him. Joining me now, though, is supermodel Beverly Johnson. She says in a private meeting with Bill Cosby back in the 80s at his home, he gave her cappuccino that she believes was drugged. She writes all about the encounter in her upcoming book, The Face That Changed It All. Beverly, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, well, thank you for having me.
At the time you went public with your story, you were, I believe, the most famous face to come out and explain or detail what happened to you and your encounter with Bill Cosby. When you heard this deposition had been released and the admission in it by Bill Cosby, what was your reaction?
Well, I wasn't surprised at all. I do believe that the truth always finds the light. And so for me, I'm really happy for the victims in a sense that they feel a sense of validation and that we can move on to the bigger conversation, and that is of violence on women and of women finding their voice. And because I found my voice in a sense that I wrote a chapter about this encounter with Bill Cosby in my memoirs with Simon & Schuster, and the editor at the time said it would not be in the book.
Right.
And I finished the memoirs, and then I did my Vanity Fair statement after all of these women came out so courageously and told their stories. I thought that my conscience and my principles, I had to tell my story, and I did that in Vanity Fair. And once all of that happened, Simon & Schuster said, yes, we do want to add that chapter into the memoirs. It's not a book about Bill Cosby, but I think it's an important chapter. in the book.
Absolutely.
But it just goes to show you how things changed. I mean, now the women who have been telling this story for decades, now their voices are being heard.
And that's the thing, you know, when you came out, I remember very clearly there were many people who applauded you, called you brave, but there were others who felt that you were taking on a black icon, that you were piling on Bill Cosby. And you talked about the fact that you have a daughter and you have family members that it was very difficult for you to come out and tell after those years what happened.
Oh, it was very difficult, and it's still very, very, very difficult. I just had to, I have my own principles, and I have my conscience. I have to wake up in the morning and look at myself in the mirror and know that I am the person that I think that I am. And I had to use my voice, and I expect the same for my daughter, and I have a 4-year-old granddaughter that, you know, if she ever was in this predicament, that she would use her voice. And I think that's the message. As women, we are taught to be voiceless. And I think it's time now that we use our voices and that that we are heard and that we are defended when things like this happen.
Well, let me ask you though, for those who still believe that somehow Bill Cosby has an explanation, and somehow this deposition is not the clear picture, despite, you know, dozens of women like yourself who've come out and told very similar stories. For those who still believe that perhaps this is some great conspiracy against him, what do you say at this point?
Well, you know, there are always going to be those people that are not going to believe you. I mean, that's just life. There's nothing that you could possibly do that would change their minds. But it's great that we are now having this conversation about violence on women. It's an important conversation, and people are getting it now. Those 49 women that have come forward with their story and how courageous they are, that people are finally listening and saying, okay, I got it, I got it, I believe them. And it's sad that it took this long, but you know, we're at that point now. So we have to, in some way, get some good out of this horrific situation.
Beverly Johnson, thank you so much for joining me. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. We look forward to reading your book. Thank you.